I do not like Batman. Batman is often held up as a symbol of justice and restraint, but I believe that he is in fact a deeply immoral character whose choices cause untold harm. His refusal to kill villains like the Joker is one of the most morally inept aspects of his character. The Joker has murdered thousands. This is not theoretical, it is a fact within the world of Gotham, and yet Batman continuously refuses to end the Joker's life, knowing full well that Arkham Asylum is not a permanent solution. The Joker will escape, he will kill again, and Batman will bear moral responsibility for each death. The justification that Batman gives, that if he kills one person, he won't be able to stop himself from killing others. He won't be able to draw the line. That isn't just irrational, that is evil. That is not how normal morality works. Ordinary people can and do make distinctions between different moral cases. There is an enormous moral difference between killing a mass murderer and killing a petty thief. If Batman cannot see or act upon that distinction, he is not a paragon of justice. He's a danger to society. Furthermore, Batman hoards his wealth in a city plagued by systemic poverty. Gotham's crime is deeply connected to its social and economic inequality. Bruce Wayne has billions of dollars at his disposal, and instead of investing that money into long-term structural reform, such as funding education, providing stable employment, or reforming the police and prison systems, he builds gadgets to punch people at night. He could hire and house every person living on the streets of Gotham. He could change lives, but he doesn't. Why? Because Batman enjoys being Batman. He enjoys the thrill, the violence, and the illusion of control. He doesn't want a world without crime. He wants a world where he gets to be the one to fight it. You're telling me that the human that can beat Superman with prep time can't create pro-Gotham institutions? I just can't believe that. I honestly believe that if you offered Batman a world without villains, a world where he would not need to wear the suit again, I think he'd reject it. Because Bruce Wayne doesn't just fight crime. He feeds off of it. His identity is Batman. His purpose is not to save lives, it is to validate his existence through endless conflict. That's why his existence has helped foster some of the most dangerous threats Gotham has ever known. The Joker and the Riddler don't just challenge Batman, they live for him, they exist for him. He perpetuates their crimes by refusing to end them. Batman does not fix Gotham. He maintains its dysfunction because that dysfunction justifies his existence. He is not a savior. He is a symptom of Gotham's sickness, and as long as Batman lives, Gotham will never heal. There is a huge absurdity in his idea that I can't kill anyone or I'll kill everyone. That's cowardice or egotism. I don't know how to describe it, but that's not morality. A moral person knows how to draw lines. If Batman truly cannot distinguish between killing a genocidal maniac like the Joker and killing a poor man stealing bread, then he is a morally broken person and he should not be fighting crime. Batman continuously puts villains like the Joker and Scarecrow back into a system that doesn't work, and he does it knowing the consequences. When those villains inevitably escape and kill again, Batman is complicit. That's not justice. That's negligence that costs lives. He prioritizes his own personal code over actual people's lives. Gotham is collapsing under poverty, corruption, and institutional failure. Batman has limitless resources, and he doesn't address the root causes. He could fix housing. He could fund mental health. He could end the cycles of poverty and violence. Instead, he chooses to dress up and punch the symptoms of the disease he could cure. This is because he likes it. He loves being Batman. He doesn't want peace. He wants purpose. The violence gives him meaning, and the villains give him identity. He needs the Joker, and the Joker needs him too. But if he really cared about Gotham, he wouldn't be reinforcing his own mythos. He would be solving these issues. That's why I really don't think he's a hero. Batman isn't a protector of the people. He's a man who's comfortable with letting people die to protect his own image, philosophy, and need for control. That's narcissism. I'm going to compare Batman to two people who I think are good foils to his identity. The first being the Punisher, and the second being Light Yagami from Death Note. So I'll start with the Punisher. The Punisher, who's often painted as morally gray, actually lives by a more coherent moral code. He's not delusional about the world. He kills murderers, abusers, people who pose real immediate threats, and not out of joy, but grief, trauma, and a desire to prevent further harm. Not to mention he hates himself for it. He doesn't get off on the violence. He suffers from it. He knows it's dark, and yet he accepts the burden because he puts his victims first, not his image. That's the difference. Batman is protecting an idea of himself. The Punisher is trying to protect people from further harm. Batman acts as if he's the most important person in Gotham. He's terrified of what he might become if he kills the Joker, as if the countless lives the Joker ends don't matter nearly as much as his own moral self-image. That's what makes him morally corrupt to me. The Punisher doesn't pretend he's the cure for evil. He doesn't use poetic excuses. He just looks evil in the eye and says, "You will not hurt anyone again." That's moral clarity, even if it's brutal. That's someone who would give up the gun if the killing could truly stop. I can't imagine Batman giving up the cowl if Gotham was fixed, because then who would he be? Then he'd just be Bruce Wayne, but he's not Bruce Wayne, he's Batman. Now I'm going to switch to Light Yagami. Batman and Light Yagami both suffer from what I like to call the illusion of justice. Light starts out claiming he wants to make the world a better place. No more crime, no more corruption, but that mission dissolves as soon as people begin questioning him. The moment L challenges his authority, Light becomes obsessed not with justice, but with winning, with being right, and with being a god. Batman, very similarly, claims to protect Gotham. But he builds his entire philosophy around a moral code that ironically allows evil to flourish. He could stop it permanently, but he doesn't. Why? Because like Light, he needs the system to keep spinning. He needs to be the one cleaning it up. They both design endless cycles of conflict just so they can be the hero. The next is ego in disguise. Light's god complex is obvious by the end. He believes he alone should determine who lives and dies. He says it's about justice, but he kills innocent people just to protect his ego. He believes the world is better under his moral judgment. Batman's ego is quieter, but no less dangerous. He believes only he can deliver justice, that Gotham needs him. He hoards resources, keeps secrets from allies, and disables systemic change because real peace would mean he's no longer essential. He'd rather maintain Gotham's darkness than lose his identity as its protector. In conclusion, Batman is not a symbol of justice. He is a monument to arrested development, to ego disguised as morality, and to performative heroism that perpetuates the very suffering it claims to oppose. His refusal to kill the Joker is not principled, it is a morally incoherent excuse that enables mass murder. His hoarding of wealth in a broken city is not humble, it is a betrayal of the power he holds to enact real change. And his addiction to violence, to conflict, to being the one man who can save Gotham reveals a deeper truth. Batman does not want to heal Gotham. He needs it to be broken. Where others seek peace, he seeks purpose. Where true justice demands sacrifice, Batman only offers spectacle. He is not Gotham's savior. He is its enabler. I know this is a really unpopular opinion because people love Batman. I'm pretty sure he's the most beloved superhero. But he really just grinds my gears because I feel like he could be doing so much more to help Gotham, and I don't believe that he is. At least with people like Spider-Man, they're broke. So I can't really get mad at Spider-Man for not killing people, or also just the fact that he's young. I can't really get mad at him for that. But someone like Batman, who's almost got endless resources, they always talk about Batman prep time. And then when it comes to actually creating real lasting change, and so it's, he can no longer do it. Gotham is cursed, it can't be fixed, all that type of stuff. It represents the idea that people think a lot of these solutions are not possible. It comes with real people's belief that people are just bad people and that Gotham is just filled with like bad people and it can never be fixed, when it's just not true. It's always been systemic and institutional. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah.